Are we going to see foreclosures in 2023?
We'll see some foreclosures in 2023, but I don't think it's going to be that bad. The people have loans right now. They're incredibly low interest rate. People didn't do those adjustable rates, so there shouldn't be like a whole lot of balloons that are due, or people aren't going to have to refinance it. So if they got if they got 2.75 or 3.25 locked in a 30-year, they ought to be okay. There are some people that are having some economic difficulties right now, and some some people aren't making as much money as they were a couple years ago. NAR does expect there to be a rise in foreclosures this year. Back in 06, 07, 08, we were at like 10 million a year foreclosures, and a lot of people were underwater, in trouble. They owed more than what it was worth. There's not a whole lot of situations where somebody's going to owe more than it's worth right now. The prices are still, have gone up over the last couple of years, so I don't think we're going to have a whole lot of people upside down. They expect there to be about 1 million foreclosures this year, which is, only 10% of what we went through. It's still a lot. One of the canaries in the mine shaft that we're seeing is there's been a huge increase in RVs and camper being repossessed, and that's certainly an extra item. If you think of all the bills that you have to pay, your payment on that camper might be one of the first thing where you just say, forget it, let it go. I know some guys that move vehicles, and they're talking about hundreds that they're being foreclosed and repossessed right now, and that they're storing. So there might be some good deals on RVs, because RVs got really, really high during the pandemic. We probably expect boat prices to go down in the last 6 months, next 6 months to a year. Probably the secondary housing market, like beach and lake and mountains, those will probably soften a little bit. But I think that's just a short-term thing here. The real estate market over the next 3 to 5 to 8 to 10 years, I think, is going to be very strong. We're seeing some softening in the middle housing market, like the 350 to 600, but the homes that are less than 300 are getting gobbled up quick. We're still in a multiple offer situation, one of the interesting things about land is land prices go up like 6 to 18 months after the housing prices go up. And so far, we're not seeing any softening in the land prices. This is and that's this market, because we have so much going on in this market. So we're not seeing any softening there. So I don't do foreclosures. If you're interested in foreclosures, you should find an agent that knows and specializes in them. The foreclosure buying process is not the same as, everybody wants a deal or whatever. Those things are usually trash. They can have cement in the well. They can have cement in the septic. They can, the copper is taken out. The HVAC is taken out. You have no idea what's working, how it's working. Sometimes when people do get foreclosed on, they're very upset, and they will sometimes vandalize the homes as they move out. So it's not anything that I'm not interested in the process. I'm not interested in helping buyers in foreclosures or whatever. Everybody thinks that there's a great deal. It's kind of like a lottery ticket. My friend Bob bought a house for $50,000, and he, sold it 3 years later for $300,000. Yes, that does happen. It is so incredibly rare. Somebody just won $1 billion in Maine with a lottery ticket. It does happen, but it's not very common. So I'm not big into foreclosures, but I think we will see some in 2023, but not a whole lot.